Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. So today I've got a little bit of an update on winged eyeliner for hooded eyes. So I've done this for you today and I've got a couple of new products to show you. I was having a little bit of problem with the actual liner staying in that fold area, where if you've got hooded eyes like myself, the hood comes right down and folds the skin up, and when you lift your eyes up, that black was actually disappearing. So I found a product that stays in there so you don't end up with just the tip and then the liner on your lash line and nothing in between. So stick around and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so a little while back I wanted to experiment with one of the little gadgets that gives you a wing from a stamp. So I bought a relatively cheap product. This was, I think, $7 or $8 from Woolworths in Australia, MCO Beauty. Now on one side it does have just one stamp and it's a triangular shape, so there's no curves in it or anything like that. It's pretty well triangular, and on the other side is the liner itself. Now when I experimented with that, I found the actual triangle itself was great to put in and it did stay put, but when I actually used the eyeliner on my eyes, it transferred up here. So I've got extremely hooded eyes, so anything that's on my eye line that isn't budge proof basically will transfer up. So I thought I really want to try and find a more expensive, hopefully better quality product. So I went and bought the Quick Flick. Now this is an Australian owned and made product, so I thought I'd give that a go. Now it's really weird. It comes with two, one left and one right little gadget on the end there. Now to me, when I look at them, they're pretty much a triangle still. I don't know if you can actually see that at all, but it's still a triangle, and the corner is actually curved where you actually place it right up to your eye. The other end is just the eyeliner again. Now it's pretty thick sort of pen. Now I did experiment with this. I found the flick stays on, the eyeliner transfers. So with my experimentations, I thought I'll try the Quick Flick and the eyeliner that I've found, and I've known this for a long time. So I whipped out the Kat Von D tattoo liner, which I know does not budge on my eyes, and I experimented with that, and that's still the same. It doesn't transfer, which is great. But the problem I'm having with the stamped area is when you put the stamp in, if you've got hooded eyes, I'll show you in a sec how I do it. You've really got to put it more horizontal here, relax your eyes down, and when you lift your eyes up, that little stamp will be up here. So you've got to go in with an eyeliner to actually fill in that little section. And then throughout the day, when your eyes are relaxed, those folds actually take that product out, so it disappears altogether. So by the end of the day, or even an hour into it, you've got your little flick and you've got nothing, and then you've got your eyeliner. So that's just not on. So what do? So I have found, and I've used the Huda Beauty Lifeliner quite a few times already, and I know that once you put it on, it stays. So I've experimented with that as well, actually putting that in that section there, and it stays put. So I'm going to show you my little technique and see what you think. Now the shape for hooded eyes is definitely different to a normal winged eyeliner that you can just go in and actually just nice flowy sort of line. We've got to work hard. So I'm going to go in first up with, this one is the right eye, right side. Now really relax your eyes down, get as close as you can to the mirror, and if you've got a magnifying mirror, all the better, because it does help, and especially with us older ladies, your eyes might be going, mine certainly are. So I'm going to go in with that little stamp. Now this side is a little tiny curve and the other side is the point. Now the other thing I did find as well, these come in 4 different sizes. So you've got to the point, which is just a line basically and a really sharp point. It's very thin. Petite, which is this is 8 millimeters. And then you've got Modest, which is 10 millimeters, so like a centimeter, and then Grand, which is a little bit longer as well and wider. So I bought this in Petite, and I do find that it is just a little bit too short for me. But instead of ordering it again, these are $35 on the Quick Flick website in Australia. So rather than buy another one in the Modest, I just extend it just a little bit with the Kat Von D liner. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you. I won't talk because you've got to really concentrate when you're doing this with your extremely hooded eyes. I know it's a very, very hard job, but this does make it a little bit easier and actually gives you that shape to start with, so you don't have to start from scratch. Okay, so really relaxing my eyes down. I want to go as horizontal as I can. And I just want to put, now I'm making sure that's horizontal there. So I'm lining that little curve, if you can see that little curve there, up with just the outside corner of my eye, and I'm going in and trying to stamp very horizontal. So that's what I mean about being petite. It doesn't show up much at all. So you can see it just comes to there. So if I got the Modest, I think it would come out a little bit longer, but I'll show you how I just extend that. This is just another job to do. So if you're going to buy one, get it in the Modest or the Grand. So the Petite is just a bit too small. So I'm going to show you on the one eye first, and then I'll do the other eye off camera. So you can see you've got just a tiny little stamp, and I've got a little bit just there. So people without hooded eyes, that would be completely filled in because they don't have that fold of skin that comes right down. So I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper Black. Now she's got quite a few liners. I know that one is an ink liner, which I used to have, that looks like this as well, but it just doesn't perform quite as well. So the tattoo liner in Trooper Black. Now what I'm going to do is relax my eyes right down, so you can see the difference between lifted up and relaxed right down. And I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to go straight across from where that triangle area is onto my eye. Now you can see that that is what's created by doing that. Now if I went straight in like most people do without hooded eyes and connected that all the way across, what you end up with is a heap of black eyeliner right in that fold area, and you end up with the little wing here, and it goes right up like that, and it just looks not right. So I'm going to go in and just use the tattoo liner just to create a nice light line of eyeliner. I'm going to stop talking for a second. So I'm laying that liner down and moving along. I'm not sort of pointing it in. Now the reason why I'm doing such a small line is that with the hooded eyes, if you do a big line, I mean, you're going to end up with all of that area there, which is my lid, taken up by eyeliner. So at the moment you can see the shimmer there when I relax my eyes right down. So I'll continue on doing a tiny line. Okay, I can breathe again. Now, just give that time to dry. So just give it a little wave and let it dry. Now you can see how fine that line is. Now sometimes I do find when I go in and put my lashes on, that line is completely covered up, so you do need to go back in and maybe just do a tiny line over the top of where the lashes are. And then sometimes I get glue which shows up as well, so I do need to still go in and do that. Now if you've got shimmer or glitter on your eyes, it is a good idea to actually put a liner on, because your lashes will actually stick to that a lot better than they would to the shimmer or the glitter. Alrighty, so next comes the Huda Beauty liner. I know there's 3 products involved here, but this is the only way this is going to stay on. So it's got just a normal like kohl liner on the one end, and then it's got the liquid liner on the other. a nice fine point. I'm just going to take off any excess product because I want to go in slowly. Now with this, I do want to just go over the shape and make it a little bit more crisp. So from here I want to go straight down to the corner where that liner is and just do a nice thin line. This can't be running out already. I've hardly used it. And I feel like if you've got wrinkles and texture in your eyelid and around your eyes here, this is never going to be really, really crisp. Not like the young ones. So I'm going over that a couple of times. I just keep looking down while you're doing this because you don't want that fold of skin to actually come down and remove the product that you put in. Now from here, where that little end is right there, I'm just going to do a curve. Now you need to do a curve because if you do a straight line, you're still going to get that excess eyeliner up on that area that you don't want it. This is running out already. Now this annoys me. This is such a great product. Now that end's running out already and I've hardly used it. I think I've used it 8 or 9 times and you've still got this end with all this product in it. So what do? And I mean, they're expensive to replace. But that end is such a good quality product. So I'm going to go in and just fill that in. You can see that curve happening there. Just want to try and tidy that up just a bit more. Okay, so that's dried. So you can see when my eyes are relaxed, you can see that wing there. And then when I lift my eyes up, you'll see the different shape to a normal wing that someone would do without hooded eyes. So you can see that shape there. Now this is inevitable. This is the shape you're going to have to stick with if you want when your eyes are relaxed, which is most of the time when we talk and we're doing our daily activities, our eyes are relaxed. I mean, you're really excited when you lift your eyes up. So relaxed, I'm happy with that. That is a wing. It's pretty horizontal. That's what I want to tell you. If you go up a little bit too high when you put that wing in, say if you've got it on a shape or an angle like that, so it's a little bit higher, that tip is going to end up way up here. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. You want to go as horizontal as you can. Now I mentioned that I thought that that was just a little bit too short. You can see what I mean. If you've got extremely hooded eyes, this side's not quite as bad as this side here, but that fold comes right down. So I want to extend that just a little bit. So I'm going to use the Kat Von D tattoo liner and just be very, very, very careful. Very light hand. Just rest your finger on your face here, just for some stability. And I'm just going to bring it out more horizontal, but just a tiny little point. Okay, so that just extends it just a little. And you can see the difference there in the length. It's just a little bit longer, so I prefer that. Okay, so now I'm going to battle and go put the other side in. Now, I'm not saying this is by any means easy to do. This is not an easy way to get a winged eyeliner with extremely or very hooded eyes. But if you're really persistent and want to do it one day for a special occasion, just take your time, plan ahead, take your time, sit down, relax. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the other eye, and I've done my lashes, my Blacquer, and some brown eyeliner in the waterline. I've smudged that out as well. I just want to mention also, if you've got lash glue that actually moves, like you've got put a little bit of excess glue on and it's moved up, and you need to go over that with the liner, which I have had to do today, so it is a little bit thicker. because I've used the Huda Beauty Sticky Tack Lash, which I really do love. It does keep them on. It's easier to get them on. But if you've squished them a little bit too much and that lash glue squeezes out, it's not clear. It's almost like a milky white, and you do need to go over it with an eyeliner. Now, I do my own nails, and I do have gel cleanser, which is basically an acetone. So if you're finding when you're going over that glue, especially if you're using the Sticky Tack Lash, which really doesn't dry as such, it remains tacky, and your eyeliner keeps getting stuck, just get a cotton swab, put some gel cleanser or acetone on it, and just wipe the tip over, and then go again, and it's all good to go. Alright, so if you liked the video today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see some more content from me. Share with your friends, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!